Does every empty surface in your house end up looking like this? Then I'm here to help. Don't you worry, mine looked like that too, but I have found a way of organizing my card collection that gives ultimate accessibility to the things I need when I need them. As a player and or collector, you could find this video incredibly useful no matter what trading card game you play. I'm going to be showing you Pokemon because that's what I have well organized right now, but I do use these methods for my other trading card games that I play, like Riftbound and Magic the Gathering. So if you feel like you could do with some tips and tricks with how to organize your collection effectively, then please stand by. Of course, you might have your own way of organizing things. This is just my method, so if you have any other tips or tricks, please leave them in the comments for everyone else watching, because there could be something I've missed or something really obvious, or maybe this just isn't the style for you, but I find this incredibly effective way of organizing my cards quickly, efficiently, and honestly, just tidying them away makes the house feel so much nicer and much less like a card avalanche. Let's begin with possibly the most arduous task, however the most rewarding. We have binders full of every single set in rotation with all of the little guys, no EXs or Vs, but all of the little guys that you'd expect to have in the set in set order, which also happens to be type order. So if you weren't aware, every Pokemon card in every set is in type order, in evolution order, via its set number, and this allows us to have any little guys we need when we need them. There's multiple sets in each binder. Usually one binder fits 2 sets in, and what I try to do is have at least a place set of every single card in each pod. Sometimes if it's a card that I expect to be really useful, then I'll try and fit more in. Usually I can get 2 play sets, or I'll just use 2 spots for that particular card. But this allows full accessibility to anything that could become good or that somebody could need, whether it's in standard or GLC during that block. The way I recommend sorting and organizing these cards is to get one of these hard plastic organizing trays. It allows you to just be able to separate each of the card types, and usually has enough slots to be able to do a whole set or kind of just a bit of overflow. But these are really hard wearing, and honestly they take a beating. So this one I've had for absolutely ages, and it's just helped me. This is called Titan Shield, and it's been great. It's time for the holy grail of my collection. This is the supporters and items binder, as I like to call it, but actually it's most trainer cards. It's got everything you could possibly need. It's got items and supporters and stadiums, and energy lives in the back, special energy that is. So this is also in set order, and I have at least a play set of each card in every single pod, meaning that if anything became good in the future, I always have easy access to it. You'll see in some of these I have some empty spots. That's because those cards are in decks and I don't have any more right now, but sometimes I'll add 2 slots of something that I think might be good or I like the sound of, just to make sure that I have definitely more than a playset in this binder. I generally try to put 2 playsets of each card in each pod, and that gives me 2 decks worth. But some cards, like Lily's Determination, I have 3 slots because I know that I'm going to need that for deck building time and time again. This saves me so much time and energy being able to search through this binder in set order and just grab exactly the cards I need. Now I have a secret section at the front to put excess of cards that I really need in kind of multiples, or just things that, you know, are in mini sets. Yes, when rotation comes along, I do have to go back and sort all of the cards out in that binder, but trust me, it's worth it. And in this instance, there weren't loads of sets that rotated that had lots of supports and items. I simply just took them out of the front. I still have pages in the back, and eventually I'll have to shunt it all along, but it'll be worth it. Just once in a blue moon, about once every 2 years, I have to do that. In this instance, the binder's getting a little bit worn down, so actually next time I need to do it, I might start a fresh binder, and then this one can go to its watery grave. Here's a little clip of what the sorting tray looks like when I've completed a set in order. Now it's time to get into the play stamped binder. I only keep things in rotation or just fun things. Sometimes I'll be honest, this one isn't particularly well organized, but it doesn't need to be because I try and just keep the in rotation cards in here. And then I have an ETB full of the yellow border stuff elsewhere, unless it's something special that might be tradable or just sometimes a little guy that I like. Perry's helping, thank you very much. But I keep all of the item supporters and energy and stadiums in here as well. As you can see, I just kind of leave a few gaps instead in case of new prize packs coming out. We're currently on prize pack series 7 as I make this video, so you'll see kind of everything up until there. And obviously some of my cards are in decks, so I won't have everything that I have in here, but I try and keep all of my stamped cards in here just for ease of access. It gives me a bit of extra space and also just allows me to keep those cards together rather than be in the general items and supporters binder where they could end up getting muddled, and I like to keep the same art of things and same styles together. Perry wants us to do this binder next, clearly, so I'm going to give you a quick little glimpse of this one. This little binder is just for guys that I like, and I think everyone should have one of these. Having some little friends that you particularly enjoy, just for the sake of having them, they make me happy, and so I do have a little binder just for those. Next important item is what I call the playable bulk tray. Now, I have multiple of these. I think I have 2 on the go at the moment, and my ultimate plan is to organize these as well. I just haven't had the time lately, but if you see, I can grab any chunk, and it's got kind of all of the things that could be playable or are playable at any given moment. So these just gives me a place to store the things that I know need to be somewhere, but I have no space in my binder because I already have multiple play sets, but actually I could do with them for deck building or for trading. So I keep all of these just in a long box together so that they're somewhere in my house, and I honestly find good cards in here all the time. Next is deck cubes or ongoing deck cubes. This is somewhere where we keep decks that we're not using right at the moment but are good for testing, or just sort of a partially finished but not quite yet. And I like these little travel containers. They're really hard wearing. They fit really nicely in the bottom of a backpack, and they also stack on top of one another. Let's briefly talk about mini sets. I find them a bit awkward, yes, but I figured that the best way to organize my mini sets is, instead of creating more and more binders that just take up a lot of space, is that I keep all of them in the ETBs of that set. So you can see at the top here, I have them on this shelf, and I just keep the in rotation ones like this. So I don't have 151 up here at the moment because I have put that in a 151 binder before I decided that this was probably a better method. And it's got 2 ETBs of each set minimum, one's item supporters, one's Pokemon, and I can just flick through, grab the thing I need. And that is just a smaller storage solution for the mini sets. I would do binders, but honestly, I don't have all of the time in the world, so this creates a slightly quicker solution to something I'm going to have much less of than a generic main set. And yes, I have a GLC binder kitted out with all of the Pokemon, and I'll show you in a bit, but I also have a separate one for items, supporters, and stuff like that. But I have had to separate them recently. They were all originally in this binder, but I'm a big GLC fan, and I've ended up with a lot more for Gym Leader Challenge than you might expect, and just things that I think might be good in the future that might combo with others. So there we go with that, and here comes the supporters, items, and more. I do have some things for other formats in here, like Epic Splash and Expanded, so I do just pop a few extra bits in here, just things I like and that I think might be needed for kind of any other format that might end up coming around. And it's onto the travel binder. This one has things that I think might be useful for tournaments, like extra buddy poffins and Dusclops, but also just some fun tradables, some things to kind of trade with kids, some to So kind of some big hitters, but just a few little bits in a really travel handy sized binder that allows me to have some flexibility. Maybe put some GLC cards in there as well. Just some easy bits to grab when I'm at events, things that I might hot switch in my deck, and just some things that I think other people might need, like earthen vessels. And I organize my dice in one of these. So I just put a couple of sets in each tray, and I think this top one has my coins in. Yeah, there we go. So I just use one of these or a couple of these stacked on top of one another. You can either have them just on a shelf, or they actually have wall fixings as well, which I haven't considered doing, but maybe in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your collection continues to be slightly more organized, or at least maybe you'll think about it next time you're doing a pre-release and you're like, should I put these in type order? Nah, I can't be bothered. Maybe you should. Either way, let us know if you found this helpful, if you're going to use any of our methods, and if you've got any others that I missed, please leave them in the comments. See you later, friends. And now enjoy the sweet stylings of card sorting ASMR for 4.5 minutes.